Hello and welcome to the-mindfulness.com. In this video, I am introducing the mindfulness dashboard and explaining to you how to use the mindfulness dashboard. To connect a Muse 2016 Muse 2 or Muse S device, just click onto the connect button, and once it appears in the Bluetooth window, just pair it. It may take at least 10 seconds to connect. And the next step is to choose the timing and the protocol that we want to do in the session, and we can select the difficulty level, uh, beginner, intermediate or pro, and start the session. So once you start the session, you immediately will see the real-time graph, and you can choose either classic brainwave range or our proprietary conscious rhythm range. So you will hear the neurofeedback, and you will see the score in percentage as well in real time. And we have two plots. One is the brainwave plot, and the other one is we call a rhythm plot. So in rhythm plot, we see the rhythm pattern of the protocol and real-time scores as well. So whenever we get a score and we get a pattern, it is visible as a score in the second rhythm graph, and the percentage changes also you can see. And so we are doing a mindfulness session with neurofeedback in an intermediate difficulty mode. So in real time we can change the difficulty as well. So the algorithm finds for a more symmetrical rhythm in the rhythm score, and only when we have a very symmetrical pattern in rhythm, you will get the scores. So now you can see the scores have changed in real time, and you can choose which band or classic range or conscious rhythm range you want to choose, and you can adjust the number of data points in the plot, and you can select and unselect whichever band you don't want to see in the plot, and even channels also. You can just see the frontal brain data, and you can practice in real time on your frontal brain, or you can see left, right or back, any combination you can do. And so once the session time ends, you will get a pop-up asking you to download the session data or not. So you can click the session data, download the session data, and you can upload it for further analysis. So after uploading the data that we have after the session, we get our plots like this. So we did a mindfulness session in an intermediate mode. So this is the result of the session, and this is the whole data, and these are the scores that the rhythm scores that we have got in the session. So in order to see it deeper, we just need to zoom it and see the rhythm pattern. So in time 1745, we had a rhythm. So if we match both the graph, we can find our subjective experience. So in the time 1745-10, we have the rhythm. So if you check in the plot, we can see our energy is high, our feelings is high, our sensation and attention. So when we have our subjective experience where our feeling, our sensation and attention are in an order and having a rhythm. That is our formula to find the subjective experience of mindfulness. So we define mindfulness as a state of being where we can preserve the feelings and sensation of the moment attentively without being influenced by our own cognition and emotion. So that is exactly what this shows. So in this time, we had our feeling, sensation and attention having a rhythm which is reflected in the rhythm score. So for this 5 seconds we had the rhythm, and we lost the rhythm here, and we had this rhythm here at 17 45 20. We again had that rhythm. So whenever we achieve the mental or subjective experience of having a rhythmic feeling, sensation and attention, we will have it reflected in the score. So we can check throughout the session, and we can zoom into whichever point we want. So this is the score and rhythm pattern we achieved when we set the goal in intermediate mode, the difficulty in intermediate mode. And once we have the session data, we can compare that data with every other protocols. So for example, even if you do a mindfulness session in our higher plans, in the pro and practice plans, we can see what the result would have been if you would have selected calm protocol in different difficulties as well. So by this way, uh, even if you do a particular type of protocol, we have the result for all types of meditations and protocols. So you can see the result in difficulty in beginner mode. So if you would have done with this session in calmness protocol in the difficulty as a beginner, you would have achieved 83%. And if you would have done the same mindfulness session in a pro settings, you would have received only 18%. And the reason being, we are trying to find the rhythm. If anything is symmetrical in rhythm, so we our algorithm detects it. So this is the time frame, and so here we can see our feeling, sensation and attention in a pattern, and having an order and having a rhythm. So this qualifies to be a rhythm for our pro grade difficulty. So if you choose for calmness, in calmness protocol, the pro had 18 percentage score, and intermediate would have achieved 58% score, and the beginner would have achieved 83% score according to this data. So see the pattern. So we define calmness as when you have your attention on your cognition and emotion and thinking. That is the moment we are calm. So if your cognition and if your emotion is not interrupting your attention, and your thoughts and emotion are very stable, that is the moment we call calmness. So that exact formula can be seen in the graph and rhythm as well. So for example, if you take this rhythm as a pattern, So we have a rhythm here. So in at this stage we had attention, cognition and emotion, uh, like having a pattern, and they are actually in an order. So we received a rhythm which qualifies to be an intermediate difficulty level, and we got the score. So this is how our system identifies the subjective experience, and how that subjective experience is related with the rhythm that we have in a particular frequencies. And this approach is different from other traditional approaches, and this whole calculation is based on our conscious rhythm brainwave ranges. And even if you want to compare the same thing with classic, you can classic brainwave range like delta, theta, alpha, beta and gamma, you can do the same. So for example, at 1746 we have a rhythm. So here also we have our delta, theta and alpha range, uh, and you can see the formation. So if you, this is actually for the intermediate. So this is a way of understanding the brain waves by studying the rhythm in particular frequencies. So this approach, if you have a change in your brain waves in real time, it will be reflected in the graph, and there is the chances of having errors is very less in this approach, because um, the whole brain waves are um, based on different rhythmic patterns. So in our conscious rhythm brainwave range, we have identified cognition, emotion, attention, sensation, feelings and energy, which are more or like accurate rhythmic patterns when we have the subjective experience. So this is a very new approach, and this is more or real time. So we need to see by practicing ourselves how we can work on our different protocols. So if you want to work on your emotion, what you need to do is choose the emotion and get a neurofeedback and choose the difficulty level. And once you have the real-time plot, you can either directly work on your emotional score, emotional plot, or you can work on the rhythm, which gives you your correlation between your emotion, cognition and attention. So in emotion protocol, for example, so here now we have a rhythm, and this is that. So when we our emotional well-being protocol works like when you have your attention on your cognition and emotion, and when cognition and emotion is not overlapping, that is when you get a good rhythm. So in the pro mode, here you had a very good rhythmic pattern between your attention, your cognition and your emotion. So that is reflected here as a score for your high level pro mode. So this subjective experience is actually what we would call a stable emotion. Thank you very much for watching the video. Uh, these are the features available in our Pro and uh, Practice and Monitor plans. So visit the website and use our system. We have a free plan where you can use most of our features. Explore the dashboard and let me know your suggestions and review about the system. And thanks again for watching the video.